Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. In today's video I'm going to be giving a bit of a talk, a bit of advice. There's about 10 ounces of gold on the table. This is stuff you would have seen before. You would have seen all these pieces of gold. I'm putting this video out for a reason. It's for educational purposes rather than say, hey, look what I have, because the reality is I don't make a lot on this. I have to move a lot of stuff to make an income. And I just wanted to give a talk to go against what the traditional gold and silver is going to go to the moon or is it going to go to the floor, because it's not as black and white as that. And anyone who says that, to be frank, they don't deserve their subs. They really don't, because it's the blind leading the blind, unfortunately, and education should be the way forward on this. Now, before I get into the video, these will be back in my lockup by the time this video goes out, so anyone who thinks of maybe paying me a visit, I'm sorry, you're going to be shit out of luck. It's not the way I trade. I've got multiple lock boxes, I've got insurance, you know, it's not a problem on my end. Now with gold, I'm in the same position as a lot of my subs are, and it's the same with silver. So what happens is you end up stacking, you end up with a large variety of stuff, as you can see on the table. There's 10 ounces here, maybe even more. But what's going to happen over time, you're going to have positions that are valuable and you're going to have positions that you're underwater on. Now, why a lot of people fail in gold and investing is they kind of over leverage, and it's a problem, because what happens if you buy something, spot price drops, or the collector market changes and the price dips slightly. If you don't have any excess slack, if you don't have the liquidity, you're going to have to sell it at some point, and you're probably going to make a loss on it, which is a real shame. But you don't have to. If you stack properly and you diversify properly, coins are like stocks and shares. Diversification, as Warren Buffett puts, is the only free lunch, because you can lower your risk, but you still get a pretty solid return. Now I'm going to break down what I have. I'm going to tell you roughly what I paid, if I can remember. A lot of this, it's all on the books, but I've been buying these for a year maybe, you know. So let's break it down. I've got 4 2017s. These I'm in the money on. So let's put them that side. I'm in the money on this if I can find the right buyer. This is a 20 peso coin. Don't see many of these. It's a shame about the rim dink. These are one of my favorite coins to own. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. I think it's a brilliant design. Again, I can make money on this. This I'm about break even. I bought that recently. These two here, I'll make a bit, but not a lot. Let's put that in the middle. This coin here, again, I'll probably make a bit, but I might hold it for a long time. I tried to sell this for 300. Even with that mark, it's a rare coin. Make no bones about it. There is a market for coins that are damaged, that are problem coins, and they do go. You just have to find the right buyer. You only have to sell to one person. You don't have to sell to the market. It's an order board. So if someone says, actually, I think it's worth 250, it doesn't matter. You just have to find someone who agrees with your valuation, and you can help yourself when you can benchmark against prices. You can use MA shops, you can use eBay, you can use auction listings. That's how you know where the rough value is. This here, I'll probably make a loss on this. I did a bad trade for this. I really did. I didn't realize it was that bad. The guy who sold it to me, I don't really, well, we did a trade. I don't really blame him. It wasn't like that. It just didn't work in my favor. Underwater, spots dropped. I have to wait for spot to rise on this. Definitely underwater on this. And definitely underwater on this. Now that's okay. So these 3 coins here, I bought to kind of put away for when I get a property. So I'm underwater on these. This coin here, I'm probably going to break even. I paid 2,300 for this. If I can get 2.5 out of it, then great. The market isn't there to support it at this moment in time. I'm happy to hold on to it. How often do these come along? It's not a problem. So that one goes in the middle. I'm probably going to break even on this. I'm losing money on this. I bought this at the top of the market. I wasn't in a fit frame of mind to trade it. That's on me. It should have been coin in and coin out. I just wasn't at my best when I bought this, so I'm going to have to wait for spot price to go up. This coin here, this is a solid £400 coin. It's finding the collector for it. There's probably a fair amount of money in this. Even if I sell it for 375, I'm happy to make that trade. Don't see many of them. They're not rare coins, but you don't see many of them outside of Spain. Small amount of profit in this. Small amount of profit in this. I'll be lucky to break even on that. Small amount of profit in this. There's money in these. There is money in these. These are probably a 210 to 220. I might have to wait for the market to pick up again. It's always slow in January, February. It always is. I'm not including last year. It was a bit of a random year. I don't expect it again. I'll probably break even. This owes me 700. So let's move these into the middle now. I've got some Peruvian coins. These have been damaged. I'll probably make a small loss unless spot price rises. But you're starting to see a picture. A lot of profit in this. When you build up a stack, you're always going to have coins that are in the money, and you're going to have coins that are not in the money, and you're going to have coins maybe in the middle. Now, the coins in the middle, you want to have potential on. You want to be able to liquidate them at some point. This is probably a break-even coin. It's not in the best condition. 20 mark. There's a bit of money in this, not a lot. That's been sold. This was sold earlier. That made profit, so let's stick that there. These coins here, these are notoriously difficult to move. They're 1/25. They might still be in a loss by the time I've sold them. Bit of money. 25th. This one I bought badly. However, I did a favour to a friend's partner. I sold it to her. She needed money for a wedding dress, so I just paid her what I sold it to her for. Subsequently, the price had dropped a lot. However, she's done a lot for me in the past, so I just said I'll pay her what she paid. Now, as you can see, there's 10 ounces. I've split it up. Everyone is going to go through this process. It doesn't matter if you're a dealer. I just do it on a bigger scale, or a stacker, or a collector. You're always going to have bits that are in the money. You're going to have bits that are kind of break-even-ish, and you're going to have bits that you probably should have bought a bit better, but it's okay because you do have some outs. With these bits, you just have to wait long enough for the spot price to rise. So most of these are bullion type coins. This one I'm probably just going to lose on. If you've got a collectible coin and you're underwater, the chances are you're not going to make money on it whatsoever. Just cut loose. It's okay. It doesn't matter, because moving forward, it's better to have the cash in hand to see more opportunities. And everyone makes losses. Even dealers make losses. It's part and parcel of being involved in assets that have a live pricing. If you buy shares, that's going to happen. If you buy houses, that's potentially going to happen. Probably not in the UK, depending on where you buy. You're always going to have the fluctuations in the market. However, in the long run, markets go up and down, but they go up and down in an upward motion over time. This is because of inflation, and inflation is caused predominantly by central banks increasing the money supply. Now, I think they increase the money supply because it helps erode away their debt. It gives them kind of a free meal, so to speak. But it's something you need to think about when you're buying gold coins. What happens is a lot of people buy and they don't have that liquidity. They don't have that money put aside in case they have a rainy day. So they're going to buy something, and let's say, for example, this. I am underwater. It's not by much. I'm probably losing £10. Okay, that's not great. However, for me to lose £10 to reinvest in something that makes me £100, that's fine. For me to buy something to store for wealth purposes and then lose money in my time of need, that's not okay. No one should be buying something if they know they're going to have to sell it in a month or a couple of weeks. And that is a common mistake amongst people who I see on the groups. I see it more than I care to admit to. I don't like it. I'll always say to someone, these are long-term items. They're there to kind of protect you against inflation. This is only part of the equation as well. A lot of people think that I'm a gold bug because I trade in gold and silver, but the reality is you should be invested across the board. They act in tandem. If you've got gold and shares, what typically happens is people sell shares and fleet to gold. Now, that's not an indication of future events, but if you build up a position over time, gold price goes through the roof, you're going to find opportunities in the stock market. So you ping off the gold and you buy into the stock market, or you buy into property. These are not short-term investment vehicles, but when you kind of take a step back and you realize the different types of investments you can make, they do work with each other, and it's about picking your moments. Now, I hope you found that useful. That's 10 ounces of gold. You know, I don't know what the viewership will be like. This is not a brag. If I make 10% across the board, you know, I'm rubbing my hands together because I've done very well. The reality is, as it stands, if I was to sell this, if I come up slightly up, I think that's where I'm at the moment. That doesn't mean it won't change, but I'm in a position to buy into the market outside of these. I can not sell these and still move my position, still get coins in and move them on and still make a profit. But that takes time. It takes a lot of time to get there. There was a time where I was hand to mouth. It's not a fun position to be in, but you need to build up assets as an individual to kind of prosper from the opportunities that are presented to you, whether that be in the stock market or property or gold. If you don't have that extra liquidity, you're going to struggle. But yeah, certainly don't put yourself in a position where you're forced to sell. Every time you're forced to sell, you're going to be losing money. You might as well just hold cash until you've got enough cash to see you through the difficult times. I hope you found this video useful. I hope you've enjoyed the gold. Again, this gold won't be anywhere near me, or the majority of it won't anyway, until when this video goes out. Sorry, someone just sent me a message. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one.